Hunter, are you ready?
I am ready.
Alright, then let's start in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, going to our fourth game of the highlight stream. We have Deadbones to the southwest in the green versus his opponent Valently to the northeast in the red. And I immediately noticed something interesting about this, and that's that Deadbones is bringing boar. I always love boar. I really hope it gets built. Haven't seen much boar, but it has been changed recently, and it is brutal. So
it's worth mentioning that all of the games we're seeing today are games that have been played on the previous patch, so not the patch 22, which brings the change into free values. So this boar is a warren cost of 240 and a unit cost of 120, like you would expect.
It's the 3 attack on the flamethrower, I believe, isn't it? I believe it's 3 attack instead of 4 in this patch.
But it does have the AoE.
Indeed.
Both players going, well, Deadbone's going 7 farm Warren, Valently is going to go 8 farm, but he does gets his 8 farm on the same time as Deadbones because he burrowed back a little later, so both players are on the same economy value. Valently adding on some squirrels, Deadbones also going squirrels. Neither of these players have lizards, opting for the toad-squirrel combo, which will deal with lizards. Just a different way of playing, and both players are going squirrels, but neither of them have skunks. So it is a really good game for squirrels.
But Deadbones has boar, so that's pretty good against squirrels. Who knows?
It is pretty good, yeah.
Who knows what happens there? Deadbones with the pigeons. Oh, Valently looks like, is that the same build that Valently was using earlier? No, I think Valently was using pigeons before, wasn't he? Yeah. So
yeah, against Poison Gloom he had pigeons.
Deadbones going with pigeons, that's going to be really good in these early game fights. Those pigeons can get some crucial heals, and late game as well. Coupled with a good tier 3, that can just keep that tier 3 alive nigh on indefinitely.
Also combined with the falcons that both players have.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Falcons can definitely stand up better against squirrels when they have pigeon support. Both players do have balloons as well, so depending on where they end up expanding to, Deadbone's just taking the closest base he has. He has a third base on the high ground available to him. Valently looks like he wants to be taking this and deny it from Deadbones.
That could be a big deal, taking that really aggressive position. Deadbones groups his army together and is just having a little poke here, and it looks like he's going to win it. Those toads come in too late, those squirrels get picked off first, so there's no other target for Deadbones' squirrels than those toads. And now with that river, he might be able to catch up and take out a few more, but he does not.
Yeah,
forces the army away. Valently has
the mill. Deadbones also sold the mill he was building earlier, so it's both players taking the expansion are going to be a bit later than they maybe would have wanted. Looks like Valently might be taking the mill to the north, and he also has the option of taking the one all the way to the east of the map, which Deadbones can't really get to.
Yeah, Valently definitely needs to go aggressive like that and do the play he kind of just did. Just with the map here, it really leaves him wanting for nearby expansions. He has that one to his east on the high ground, but it's actually a really long way away from him and not too hard, not too easy to get to, actually.
Yeah, he'll just have to spend some time running there, building it, and then he can burrow to it later. But it looks like both players just want to get some farms right now. Deadbones always wants to get some farms. I think Valently recognizes this. Deadbone's going for a sniper balloon in a really good spot. It's on a good choke point.
Gives him a really good vision.
Quite tricky for Valently to push into this position right now, and it will secure Deadbones this other mill, but Valently also has a balloon all the way in the back, which would protect his expansion. But he does get a few squirrels picked off. Deadbones wants to deny this MG nest, which he does fairly easily.
Yeah, that wasn't too hard. He just moves the squirrels in, they nuke it. Pretty easy for that. It's worth noting Valently is behind on the army value. If you look at army value graphs, Deadbones is fairly ahead, which considering he has that sniper balloon and Valently has a few defenses, Valently's going to need a little bit more if he wants to be more aggressive like this.
Valently has the one MG nest in between his 2 bases, which is sort of useless right now, so would like to see him sell it, but I don't know if he will remember that he placed it. He's just securing this expansion, which I think is fair.
Deadbones is building his boar run, so that was a 240 food down.
Deciding to go for the boar before getting all of his farms on his expansion. Don't know if I like that play, but we'll have to see how it plays out. Valently does go back and get the mill all the way in the back. And Deadbones somehow senses that Valently is not nearby and does scout it right away.
That was a very good scout there, yeah. And actually, this is a really good timing for boar, it turns out. No falcons for Valently, unless Valently manages to spot this.
But
Valently's going to need them.
In a really good position. It's defended by the balloon, so Valently can't really get to it easily. Valently gets another base, probably just to deny it from Deadbones, I would imagine.
Looking at farms, Valently's on 12 farms, Deadbones is on 11, so in terms of farms, they're roughly even. Deadbones only now finishes off the last farm in his windmill, and that boar is a third of the way up. If that comes out with no good response from Valently, his entire army is going to get roasted. It's going to get roasted.
Sniper balloons are going to have to do a lot of work if Valently is hoping to stop this boar push, which he probably still doesn't know is coming. He goes back and actually gets a bunch of farms on his third expansion, whereas Deadbones seems to be more or less planning to commit on the boar push.
Yeah, Deadbones is preparing loads of squirrels, which he's going to need to nuke down these sniper balloons that Uncle Butters can't deal with.
And he also has 9 pigeons.
Oh, 9 pigeons! This is a truly unstoppable force from Deadbones here, and here it comes with that boar. Look at those flames! That army is decimated! Everything goes up.
Spraying fire everywhere, and the boar does tank a few sniper balloon hits, but it has 4 heals stacked on it right now.
4 times heal. Look at that! It's back to full health already, and it's just going to roast every pig there, making glorious bacon for everyone. Uncle Butters is...
Valently does have this one MG nest, which is quite good against Butters, but unfortunately there's still a lot of squirrels alive for Deadbones, so Deadbones is going to keep going on the roasting train. Press forward. Pigeons
roasting never stops. He's just going in there with that flamethrower. Everything is burning. And that boar is being used not just as the anti-AoE. With that 100 health, it's a great tank with those pigeons behind it healing it. Those squirrels are barely getting picked off.
Yeah, and Deadbones knows that Valently's base is here, so he's just gonna go run up to it and take it out next. Or is taking some time to get there. Valently trying to get out a sniper balloon, trying to get some of extra units, but he does throw in the towel. That will be the game. Deadbones takes it.
I think we can attribute that win to Uncle Butters. I think Uncle Butters takes that game.
Yeah, no arguments there. One thing I do want to note is that how much pigeons can help you cement a lead, because once you are ahead in army value of your opponent and you've got a decent amount of pigeons, there's just no stopping you almost. Yeah,
if you can keep your units alive while your opponent is trying to desperately rebuild, you definitely have a good advantage. Well, with that, that was our 4th game for today, so we'll be heading into a 10-minute break, and when we return, we'll have another 4 games for you. So stay tuned, we will be back.